All right, ladies and gentlemen, good to be here again. And it's on that Saturday. The World Cup is a few days away, so we'll be looking at some transfer stories. So we'll start off with Real Madrid. Real Madrid election for the presidency is already ongoing, and Florentino Perez has made some audacious claim that if he's re-elected, he's going to splash 150 million euro on a superstar in the level of Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. And according to him, he's not a striker, he's not a defender, he does not play in England. So all attention is now looking at some midfielders, possibly a midfielder playing for PSG. So Florentino Perez is looking at starting up under Galactico era. And you can also recall he came for Ricardo Calafiori, Arsenal's defender Ricardo Calafiori responded, "You can sign me on FIFA. I'm going nowhere. I'm sticking with Arsenal. This is where I belong." And on to Rio Ngumoha, the Liverpool youngster. Rio Ngumoha is also being looked at by Bayern Munich. But as far as we're concerned, Rio Ngumoha is not heading to Bayern, as Liverpool have no interest in selling. They just signed a professional contract some few months ago. So Liverpool are not looking at selling Rio Ngumoha. And as reported by David Onstein, which you can see here, exclusive, Bayern Munich exploring move to sign Rio Ngumoha. 17-year-old Liverpool winger, primary FC Bayern Munich target for left side and aware of pursuit. No contact yet between clubs, and LFC, talking about Liverpool, insists not for sale, plus plan to strengthen attack rather than weaken. That's reported by David Onstein of The Athletic. We all know that The Athletic is a very reliable source. If you go on X, you can see those stories there by David Onstein. And on Mateus Fernandez representatives, they want Manchester United to come and bid for the youngster. They want Manchester United to come and bid for the youngster. They are looking at some form of transfer warfare, you understand, with the big clubs in Europe. But they also want Arsenal, PSG, and even Real Madrid to come in. They believe Arsenal, Real Madrid, and PSG should come in. They're trying to delay whatever Manchester United is trying to do for the youngsters. So they want to delay to give room for PSG, for Real Madrid, and for Arsenal to come in. If it comes down to the money, Arsenal and PSG will stand a better chance because they will give more money. Certainly, they have more money as far as Europe is concerned right now. Both of them are the big boys in Europe as it stands at the moment by virtue of playing the Champions League final. So if it comes down to money, Arsenal and PSG certainly has more money than Manchester United, and this could be the mindset of Mateus Fernandez camp. And talking about Julian Alvarez, the deal to take him to Barcelona, we all know he's been tracking for Barcelona. That deal is almost collapsing because Barcelona is almost out of the race to sign Julian Alvarez. Atletico Madrid, they don't want to sell to Barcelona. They don't want to strengthen a direct rival. They would rather make a deal with a team from abroad, and that team is likely Arsenal. Discussion is already going on between the camp of Julian Alvarez and Arsenal. You can recall Andre Beta brought him to Atletico Madrid from Manchester City a few years ago. Now Arsenal are looking at signing Julian Alvarez as a market signing for the coming season. Then Junior Eli Krupi, the Bournemouth 19-year-old, is also on Arsenal's radar. So we'll see what comes out of that story there. And another player that Arsenal have made some form of agreement with is Leicester City winger, talking about Jeremy Monga. Jeremy Monga, as his representative, his camp, have had that agreement with Arsenal for him to join Arsenal. He's not going to be a starter, of course. He's not going to be a starter. He could get one or two loans from the onset if he signs the deal. It's likely going to be Arsenal's first signing. So if he signs that deal, he will likely go out on loan, but you never can tell. If Mikel Arteta can give Max Dalman the route to the first team, then Jeremy Monga can also have the same. So just imagine how it's going to look like. You have Dalman from the right, Jeremy Monga from the left, Miles Lewis Kelly and Ethan Nwaneri playing the midfield. There's another youngster who also plays a defensive midfield. So we could be having some wonderful youngsters playing for Arsenal. Then the prime suspect at this time is Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers, the Aston Villa man, as reported by many journalists there, Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, and the whole
2026. So for Aston Villa, will be very difficult to keep Morgan Rogers. They extended his contract. Well, he signed a new deal a few months ago, but at the same time, Aston Villa understand that there is going to be plenty of clubs interested in Morgan Rogers. As we said, the wingers market is very aggressive, very active over the recent weeks, and Morgan Rogers is going to be part of that. So I expect several clubs to be at the table for Morgan Rogers. For sure, Arsenal
are keen on signing Morgan Rogers. Arsenal are keen on signing Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa. In the coming days, that deal is going to take another shape. Aston Villa really want to sell, and they need between 80 to 100 million euro from the sale of the English international. Morgan Rogers is currently with the Three Lions, preparing for the World Cup taking place in United States of America, Mexico, and Canada. It will be at the World Cup. And Aston Villa really want to sell because they need the money. Aston Villa want to sell because they need the money. And Arsenal are looking at strengthening the left-hand side of the attack. Either of Martinelli or Trossard or both could be sold this window. So let me know what you think at the comment section. Don't forget to click a like and share and subscribe to this channel so we can get more content across to you. See you in the next video.